What's going on? It's your man, Mr. Controversy, representing the 3-point conversion. Did you miss me? Yes, this is my NFL diary. What's going on, everybody? How are y'all doing? No, I wasn't here last week. I was taking care of some business. I do apologize, but it was some great business. Just think of it like that. But anyway, we just finished, what was this, week 14, week 13 or 14? Either or, we're heading into the playoffs. And this is time for the nitty gritty right here. So this was week 14, 13. No, 14. I'm right. Week 14. Okay. So we're heading to the nitty gritty right now. It's getting real, for real. And it's a lot going on. A lot of teams looking like, ugh. And there's a lot of teams is like, man, you better watch out. We're going to get into that. So you know how we do the show. We always talk about the counterfeit teams. Then we're going to talk about the coaching carousel. Look at the coaches. I think it was 2012 where we saw, maybe 6 or 7 coaches get canned. Could this be that same year, or could it be like that year? We'll get into that. No, we got to talk about who's getting too much credit. Always somebody's getting too much credit. And then I want to talk about teams that we should watch out for, the scary teams that's making that playoff push in the NFC. So let's go ahead and get started. We got to thank Sharon Beats for the music. If you're listening to the podcast, I appreciate you. Once again, Sharon Beats on the music. If you're looking at the YouTube, I got my headphones, listen to music. You need to check the podcast out as well. So let's go ahead and get started. My counterfeit teams that I have today. So my counterfeit teams, I only have 2. And I'm going to go quickly with them. First counterfeit team, Indianapolis Colts, Counterfeit. You all had a chance to run away. Well, not run away, but take the lead in the division. You were at home and you were playing against the sorry Houston Texans. They almost made my counterfeit team, but I couldn't team list, but I couldn't put them above you all because you had a chance to win. You came out, yes, you played the Jets, and maybe the Jets are that bad, but you played the Jets. And it was like, you look, this team might be on the run. Watch out for them. And then you come in and you leave an egg. You lay an egg. Horrible. Andrew Luck, what are you doing? Making bad decisions. Just when I thought, and I blamed it on injury, I said, you know what? Maybe he is injured. Well, we knew you were injured, especially last year. And then I'm like, okay, all we need to do is watch him, wait till he gets healthy. We'll see that old MVP candidate Luck again. Had your chance, man, and do anything. And the defense, I know you all weren't that good, but the Texans suck. And the Texans offense looked like they were in the rhythm. We're talking about the Houston Texans. Counterfeit. My next counterfeit team, the Detroit Lions. Counterfeit. You all can't keep doing this. I mean, I keep saying this, but once you all get into the playoffs, you're playing against good teams then. But coming back, that won't happen. It can't happen. You played the Bears. The Bears played tough. No doubt about it. But how do you put yourself in a position to come back? And then on top of that, you almost let the Bears come back. If it wasn't for a bogus holding call, then another stupid holding call by the offensive lineman, then a drop pass, you might be 7-5 right now. But I mean, hey, I can't say anything. I'm sorry, you might be 8-5. That's what I meant. 8-5. You're 9-4. But I can't say anything, Detroit, right now. But you're a counterfeit. Counterfeit. So let me talk about these coaches real quick. And it's a lot of coaches right now that looks like they're on a hot seat right now and could be gone. But maybe we're jumping into conclusions. So the first coach that got canned yesterday was Jeff Fisher. He deserved it. He should have been fired. The funny thing is he just signed an extension and he got fired. Yes, he got fired on his day off. Everybody was making a joke, Smokey from Friday. You got to be a stupid mother to get fired on your day off. But he asked for it. The only thing it's funny because remember Fisher on Hard Knocks was saying that we're not going to be a 7-9 team or 8-8 team. We're not going to play like it. We're not going to have that attitude. But he forgot to mention that he wasn't going to coach like it. But he didn't. He coached like a 5-11 team. Got to get going, Fisher. People say Harbaugh might take over. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. He loves Michigan. I think he loves where he at. And right now it's a challenge for him, so I don't see him going there. But let's get to the other coaches. Marvin Lewis, is he gone? I say he has to be, but I don't think they show so much loyalty in Cincinnati, but I think he has to be. He's lost that team. They're starting to play now, but he's lost that team. I mean, the only reason why they were losing is because of coaching, and he doesn't have a hold on that team. Could I see him coaching somewhere else? Definitely. He might take a year off because that's hard to be coaching one team for that many years. I think it's like 12 or 13 years, and then go to someone else. The next year, I can't see him doing that. So I see him gone. Won't be surprised if he stayed. Todd Bowles, hot seat, especially from on the night before. But they came back and won. So it shows me that he still has the trust of his team. He still has the fight of his team. It's just that GM needs to go for signing Fitzpatrick. What in the world were you thinking? They tripping. So Todd Bowles, I see him there. I think Todd Bowles will get that team together. All they need is a quarterback. Tony Romo, even Jay Cutler right now play better than all of those quarterbacks. Or you get a first-round pick and might get a steal in the draft or get a quarterback. Watson, Chad Kelly, Trubisky, have a lot of people to choose from. So I see Todd Bowles staying. My next coach, I say, watch out. John Fox. The Bears look horrible. Or they've looked horrible. But they're playing hard as of late. And not being a homer, as you see. But he's dealt with so many injuries for the last 2 years. Last year, I think the starting wide receiver core only played maybe 2 games together all year long. Forte got hurt. You put a rookie in. You started rookie offensive lineman last year. This year, you had 11 players on IR at one point. That's horrible. And these are your best players, so what do you expect? But I think he's going to stay just because they're going to say, you know what, it was injuries. Let's see what he does next year. But they need to fire the physical trainer or whoever takes care of the guys. He needs to get fired. He needs to be gone. Rex Ryan, should he be gone? I can't see them firing Rex just yet. If any other team, maybe he should be, but not now. I say you stick with Rex. You have to stick with Rex. He had a lot of players hurt. A lot of linebackers. I mean, a lot of his defensive players. The rookie linebacker, Ratliff, or is it Rackford, or whatever his name is, from Alabama. He was hurt. He was out for this year. Mr. Darius, the defensive tackle, he was out. So they've dealt with a lot of injuries on the defensive end. Sammy been out, but he's always hurt. Sammy Watkins. Give him one more year. I say one more year. You saw Buffalo look like they were taking their next step. I don't know what happened after that, but one more year. I say one more year. Gus Bradley, you're gone. You need to be fired. I still don't know why you're coaching right now. And his owner is very loyal, like loyal. Like he should have been gone the 6th game of the season. But I don't know. Bradley, you should be gone. And then Chip Kelly. There's no way they could fire Chip Kelly after one season, can they? Chip hasn't had that much to play with. Whether it's Kaepernick, Gabbert, no receiver core sucks. I'm sorry. They don't have – you have a lot of slot guys, but no number one guy. And that's why I say they suck. And I'm not saying the players, just the core itself, because, again, one slot guy – I mean, you have a whole bunch of slot guys, no number one guy. He stays, though. So maybe it won't be a carousel this year. But I think you got people skating on thin ice. They get blown out by 42 like Fisher did, you're getting canned. So don't get blown out, coaches. So who's getting too much credit? The Green Bay Packers defense. Yes, they're getting too much credit. They look good yesterday if you're just looking from afar. But remember this. 2 weeks ago, they signed an important player. And I said it 2 weeks ago that this was going to happen. They did it for this reason. They signed Christian Michaels because they knew they had to play Seattle in a crucial game. It was going to be crucial regardless because of the stance where the Packers were, and they were trying to fight and climb their way up. It just seemed like they knew every play, right? Like, how can Seattle do what they did against New England, even Carolina, and go to Green Bay and look that awful? And then, too, the reason why they don't get they shouldn't get that much credit. A lot of drop passes. I think it was 2 interceptions with drop passes. What's his name? The tight end, Jimmy Graham, fell down on the interception. I mean, the guy was right there and made a good play, but maybe Jimmy knocked that ball down, or he still might catch it. Who knows? But he fell down. One good play was the pick down the field when Russell had a ball in and the guy leaped in front of him and caught it. But other than that, they got too much credit. They didn't, like I said, it was the combination of Christian Michael because they knew every play, and then the Seattle wide receivers kept falling. But they look good. They play well. Like I said, I'm not saying they're not supposed to get any credit. They just shouldn't be getting this amount of credit. All right. Last but not least, I want to talk about these teams right here. These teams that are hot that we should watch out for making this playoff push. The first team, the Minnesota Vikings. Watch out for the Vikings. People say, come on, man, they suck. Their offense sucks. They're still struggling. Adrian Peterson just said he's coming back for the Packers game. I think that's 2 weeks from now. Remember how this team looked the first game when they played the Packers? Yes, nobody had film on Bradford, but it wasn't just that. It was the fact that they were worried about corralling Mr. Peterson. Now that AP is back, you have to put that attention back on AP. which means Bradford gets the throwing lanes again. It gets a lot of one-on-ones. Watch out for this team. That defense is bad. Watch out for the Vikings. I'm telling you, watch out for the Minnesota Vikings. I think they win this division. That's my prediction. So, the next team to watch out for is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they're for real, y'all. Let's be honest. They don't look good on paper, I guess, but they're tough. The defense is playing better than they look. Like right now, the defense is carrying them right now. And then Jameis has control of their team. He might not be wowing you with 3 touchdowns and 430-some yards passing. No, but he has that team under control. When they need a play, he can make a play. And you don't only see it in his play, but the fight is going through the team, the offense. Mike Evans is balling. Now they have their running backs back. I think Sims got hurt again. I have to check out and see what's going on with him. But they look good. And for some reason, they believe in that coach. Coach believes in them. I'm saying watch out for this team. I really believe this team right here. I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl or anything like that, but they can make some noise, mess up somebody's dream or somebody's goal of getting to the playoffs or going further along in the playoffs. We will see the test when they play the Dallas Cowboys. If they somehow beat the Cowboys or play them very tough, which I think they will, watch out for the team. I'm telling you. I'm just saying. And then the Washington Redskins. Watch out. I'm not going to say the Packers because we know the Packers look good. I mean, it's a foregone conclusion. We know what they're going to do, what they're capable of. But the Redskins, they're playing better than everyone else right now that's trying to get into the playoffs. I think because Tampa Bay is in there. They're playing better than Minnesota. They're playing better than Green Bay. They beat Green Bay. Watch out for the Redskins. If Redskins get in, another team that could be dangerous because they play as one. They fight together. They believe in their quarterback. Their receiving core is sneaky good. On paper, they don't look that good. But you have a deep route specialist in Deshaun. You have Pierre Garçon, who's turned into that if I need a catch, I can throw it to him. You know, they got a lot of weapons on offense right now. Robert Kelly is running well. Defense is playing better. And they're starting to make plays at crucial times. Watch out for the Redskins. Those are my teams. And that concludes my NFL diary. So make sure you check me out every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern for the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Check out my man Sherm Beats, as this show is Face the Music every Wednesday. His time is flexible, so it depends, you know. But check it out. Also, we have shows coming along. Talking Ish by Lamont Broadus. That should be coming in the new year. Mr. Nathan Grubel has a show we're waiting on. It's coming soon. He's actively getting that ready, which is called 3D, NBA 3D. And maybe not for sports fans, but the Lemonade Stand by Miss Sharice. Oh, Miss Reese Cups, I'm sorry. Reese Cups, don't get mad at me. Reese Cups. But anyway, that concludes NFL Diary. We will see you next week. Will you miss me? I'm out.